Broadcasting live from the Meridian V OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Fordyce Center in Bellevue. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network as we move on to Game 2 of our doubleheader this evening. The nightcap, it's the Holy War. Father Ryan against JPII-MLK-GCS. Excuse me. Both these teams having very different weeks last week. Father Ryan lost to Franklin. That was the end of their three-game winning streak. Meanwhile, last Wednesday, JP2 beat the Rutherford Rampage 4-0 to pick up their first win of the season. Just a quick update. Game that should be in the second period by now are getting close. Franklin and the Tennessee Outlaws tied at 1. Oh no, Outlaws could pull an upset. They've got Dawson Reynolds in goal tonight. I don't know why they didn't put Dawson in goal last week against Ensworth. I guess they didn't think they had the depth to beat Ensworth on that front. And we've got Hendersonville and Brentwood coming up in a few minutes, along with this game coming up in just a few minutes. As we are halfway through Monday, day 1 of week 8. And then the Wednesday doubleheader on Centennial A, which will be Ravenwood, Clarksville, and Nolensville, Mount Juliet this week. But this is the last game that we're covering this week. And then next week we're only covering one game. We'll talk more about that at the end of this one, as the Zamboni is only halfway through making the ice cut. And the officials are going to go ahead, come out onto the ice, put the nets in place. Or have the nets ready to put in place. And we'll get into talking about these two teams in a bit. Father Ryan 4-2-0 coming into tonight's game. JP2-MLK-GCS 1-3-1 after the win last week. See if they have the game sheet up for this one yet. Do they? No, they do not. They do not have it up yet. They do not have it up yet. So once the Zamboni gets done, and it still has quite a bit to go, actually. It's got at least 2 lanes to cover on the near side and at least one more lane to cover on the far side. We're 1.5 lanes on the far side. So it's going to be just a little bit longer before both these teams head out onto the ice and start warming up. So let's go ahead and give you the finals of the 3 games that are in the books. Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian keeping their perfect record going, beating Independent Centennial 4-1. Montgomery Bell defeating the Rutherford Rampage 9-2, and Page Summit beating Ensworth Lipscomb CPA 5-1. And Page have now won 3 in a row. Of course, that's half the winning streak that Station Camp are on. Station Camp have won their first 6 games of the regular season, which is as many as they won all of last regular season. Who do they play next week? Station Camp. Who does Station Camp play next week? They play. No, wait, looking at the wrong thing. They play the Outlaws next week. Outlaws might make things tough for them. I don't know. Outlaws could make it tough. Outlaws could pull an upset in the right conditions, like they could tonight against Franklin. That's 1-1. That game is now in the second period. There's still one more strip of ice for the Zamboni to cover on the far side. On the near side, it's got at least 2. So again, we're still waiting for the Zamboni to finish its ice clearance. Guess I should go ahead and get out my rosters for this one. Haven't seen JP2 since the Rock Castle Cup game that they lost to Hendersonville back on October 20th. New fun little GNASH tradition. And Zamboni man still got one thin little strip to go over at center. He should be finishing up on the near side now. Yeah, he's cleaned enough there. Both teams, well, mostly Father Ryan. Ben Parrish in that crowd waiting at the door to the rink in that little gathering area below the stairs, the bleacher steps. And the Zamboni man finally goes over that little strip right in the middle of the ice. And the ice has been cleaned officially. Now he's got to get turned around in a good place before he can finally head off. Brentwood out to a 1-0 lead on Hendersonville. It would not surprise me if Brentwood beat Hendersonville. If Andrew Sally shut down Hendersonville enough where Brentwood can convert enough of their chances and win the game, it would not shock me if that happened. It would not shock me at all. As the Zamboni is finally headed off the ice. And once both teams come on, I'll start talking about them. I'll go ahead and pull up Father Ryan because they'll be the first team I go over. And the nets are in place. Doors open, but they can't go on until the Zamboni doors have been closed. They got a guy shoveling the snow off at the Zamboni entrance/exit. Game sheet is up for this one. I think that's Danny Korn scoring this one. Hendersonville have tied it up at 1, tied it up quickly. Let's see, Brody Bowman scored to give Brentwood the lead with 8:47 to go in the first, and then 85 seconds later, Caden Cisco made it 1-1. So Hendersonville tied up almost 90 seconds later. As Zamboni doors have been closed and both teams come onto the ice, so let's talk about the two teams playing the nightcap in our doubleheader. First up, Father Ryan, coached by Kyle Dora, coming into tonight's game with a record of 4-2-0. Opened the season with a 5-2 win over Brentwood BAUSN on September 22nd. Lost to Indy Centennial a week later, September 29th, 2-0. Then they went on a 3-game winning streak, beat MBA 4-2 on October 6th, Ensworth 4-1 on October 20th, and then Nolensville 4-0 on October 27th. Bingston Soundara left that game after giving up the second goal. He suffered a dislocated shoulder on a collision. They were able to pop it back in. And then last week, Father Ryan lost to Franklin 2-0. So here are their stats coming into tonight. Gage Hart, the leading scorer. He's got 12 points from 8 goals and 4 assists. Ridgeway Lambert, 9 points from 2 goals and 7 assists. Hudson Lauk, 7 points from 4 goals and 3 assists. Curtis Newman, 4 points from a goal and 3 assists. Emma Causey, 2 points from a goal and an assist. Sam Halloran and Merrick McCullers each have 2 points from assists. Noah Deffenbaugh has a point from a goal. And Danny Libby, Brendan Malloy, and Thomas McDasney all have a point from an assist. Brendan Malloy suspended for tonight's game. He's serving the first of a 3-game suspension for behavior detrimental to the game. He got an unsportsmanlike conduct major at the end of the game against Franklin last week. I still don't know what happened there, but it was pretty severe if he got an unsportsmanlike conduct major out of it. Anyway, let's go on to goalie play. Jack Carpenick has played in 3 games. All of them were starts. His record is 3-0-0. He's played 126 minutes, goals against average of 1.33, 1 shutout. He's allowed 4 goals and 71 shots turned away. The other 67. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .944. Zach Fonsbeck has also played in 3 games. All of those were starts. His record 1-2-0. He's played 126 minutes, goals against average of 1.67, no shutouts. He's allowed 5 goals and 78 shots turned away. The other 73. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .936. Let's move on to JPII-MLK-GCS, coached by Justin Clark. 1-3-1 coming in. I got to scroll down the standings and then scroll down some more. They open the season with a 6-2 loss to Page Summit on September 22nd. 3-3 tie with a Rampage on September 29th. 6-3 loss to Hendersonville Beach Lawson in the Rock Castle Cup game on October 20th. 5-1 loss to Ravenwood on October 27th. And last Wednesday picked up their first win of the season, a 4-1 triumph over the Clarksville Kings. So let's check their stats coming into tonight. Reese Davidson and Oscar Ford and Joe Hiller all have 6 points. Davidson with 6 points from 2 goals and 4 assists. Ford with 6 points from 3 goals and 3 assists. Hiller 6 points, all from assists. Joe Hiller has no goals through 5 games. It's a big shock. Ian Sullivan with 5 points from a goal and 4 assists. David Bavis 4 points from 2 goals and 2 assists. Jagger Dwyer 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Michael McEver 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Larry Powell 2 points from goals. Hugo Ford with 2 points from assists. And Ben Parrish and Winston Walker each have a point from an assist. On to goalie play. Collier Owen has played in 4 games. All of them were starts. His record 1-2-1. He's played 168 minutes, goals against average of 3.75, 1 shutout. He's allowed 15 goals and 94 shots turned away. The other 79. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .840. Ethan Ickerson has played in 1 game as a start. That was the Ravenwood game a couple weeks ago. So his record 0-1-0. Played the full 42 minutes, allowed 5 goals and 23 shots turned away. The other 18. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .783. And his goals against average is 5 even. As I'm going to have to bring up the live game sheet for this one to keep track of anything I miss. See if there have been any changes to the other 2 games. Still 1-1 between Franklin and the Outlaws in the second up at Centennial. Brentwood now leading Hendersonville 2-1. Wow, Brentwood went back in the lead. "37 seconds after Hendersonville tied the game. Good Lord. Good Lord. Ready to go with the start of this one. Jack Carpenick going to start in goal for Father Ryan. Collier Owen going to start in goal for JP2 for this first period. JP2 will carry the puck from my left to right. Father Ryan from my right to left. As this one is underway, with Father Ryan controlling the puck off the draw. Jackson Brzezinski giving it away at center to Oscar Ford. And Jagger Dwyer brings it into the Father Ryan zone. Puck at the inboards. On the near side, Father Ryan clear it out. Emma Causey trying to catch up to it at center on the far side. Beaten to it by Ian Sullivan, who backhands it back into the back into the Father Ryan zone. Back into the Father Ryan zone. Back into the Father Ryan zone. Good Lord. Talking like a chicken over here. Or Arnold, the Terminator. The shot in the slot. Off a stick and pass the net to the right of Karpanek. Not sure who that was just yet. Is it Ian Sullivan? I'm not sure. Now back the other way. Go Father Ryan. Oh, got around Reese Davidson and a shot off the left arm, I think, of Collier Owen. Was Merrick McCullers who suddenly had that chance. Now shot, nice shot, score! Ridgeway Lambert from the high slot takes a shot that finds its way into the roof of the net. And Father Ryan go up 1-0. Just 67 seconds in, 12:53 to go in the first. The Outlaws now leading Franklin 2-1 past the midway point of the second. Wow. If Franklin lose to the Outlaws, man. Father Ryan bringing the puck back into the JP2 zone, trying to carry it to the front of the net. Was Sam Pinkston, I think. Couldn't get the shot away right as he got to the right-hand side. Puck out of the blue line. Danny Levy with a shot that goes past the net to the right of Owen. Puck comes up to the left point. Here's a one-timer. Newman score! Curtis Newman with a one-timer from the left point. And Collier Owen didn't see it until it was too late behind him in the net. And it's 2-0 Father Ryan with just 12:18 to go in the first. They score the first goal 67 seconds in. They score goal 2 35 seconds later. Wow. Father Ryan win the draw, bring the puck back into the JP2 zone. It's out on the far boards. Cleared out by Joe Hiller. Caught up to by the Irish. Oh, but a clearing attempt intercepted. Jagger Dwyer with a shot in the top of the right circle that just goes over the net. It's almost a disaster there for the Irish. Now, JP2 almost gave it away at center. It's back in the Father Ryan zone. Dwyer with it, left wing side, taking a shot, stopped by Karpanek. Rebound out in front of the net, cleared out by the Irish. And Ian Sullivan is going to catch up to it before it gets to the goal line of the JP2 zone to keep play going. Sullivan. Back into the Father Ryan zone, trying to clear it out, or trying to pass along. Emma Causey gets to it and clears it out. Brought back into the Father Ryan zone by Hugo Ford, and his shot in the high slot misses the net to the left of Karpanek. Puck out on the far boards. Emma Causey passing it to center. Sam Halloran. Oh, could not get around Joe Hiller, who poked the puck away. Hiller back into the Father Ryan zone. Puck got away from him, goes to the front of the net, and ends up backhanding it across the front of the net. He couldn't get the shot away. Trying to pass it across to a teammate at the back door who couldn't get to it. Danny Levy back in the JP2 zone. Bumped off the puck to the right wing corner, and Jackson Bruzinski tried to get to it. Davidson kept it away from him. Oh, now a turnover. Bruzinski right circle, a shot knocked away by Owen. Now here's Bruzinski around the back of the net. Hands it off, and a wraparound try was broken up. Puck out on the far side. Danny Levy trying to keep it alive. He does. Sends it down the wall, number 8 with it. Not sure who this is for Father Ryan, but his shot in the bottom of the right circle stopped and covered up by Collier Owen. 10:15 to go in the first. 2-0 Father Ryan. Let me pull up the lineups here. Oh, Hudson Laux is wearing number 8. Okay, so it's Hudson Laux wearing number 8 instead of his usual number 97. Draw was to the left of Owen. Father Ryan with it. Ridgeway Lambert sending it around to the near boards. Now Hudson Laux. Trying to work his way back to the far side, leaves it in the left wing corner. Lambert passes up to the left point. Sent down the boards by Gavin Thornburg. Puck out in front of the shot, stopped by Owen. Was Michael just, that was Gage Hart, excuse me. Gage Hart with that Hart. Behind the net. Gets knocked off the puck. JP2 trying to get it out. Ben Parrish passing it to center. And Will Emerson back in the Father Ryan zone, but he has the puck taken away on the right wing side. Gage Hart brings it out to center. Hart back into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Taking a shot, went off his stick past the net to the right of Owen. Now Ben Parrish up. Puck taken away and sent down the wall by Curtis Newman. Now a pass to the slot. Gage Hart, a shot blocked. It was blocked in the slot. Cleared out. It was blocked by Hugo Ford. Puck back in the Father Ryan zone. Curtis Newman with it. Sends it around the wall to the near side. Now Sam Pinkston back into the JP2 zone. Crosses the blue line. Shoots it. Goes just over the net. Cleared out by the Knights. Ian Sullivan pokes it into the Father Ryan zone. It's in the right wing side. Reese Davidson gets to it. Has to go around the back of the net. Under pressure. Now comes out to the far side. Passes up to the left point. Hugo. It was turned away by Karpanek. Now pass the slot. Ian Sullivan pushed off the puck. It's still loose and shot wide to the right of Karpanek by Reese Davidson. And then I think Davidson may have hit Karpanek, knocked the net loose. 8:14 to go in the first. 2-0 Father Ryan. Franklin have now come from behind to take a 3-2 lead on the Outlaws. Hendersonville have tied things up between they and Brentwood 2-2. Draw is on the dot in front of the Father Ryan bench at center. Won by JP2, dumped into the Father Ryan zone. Puck out on the far boards. It's held into the left point. Sent to the front of the net, intercepted. Who's that? Somebody's wearing number 4 for Father Ryan. I'm not sure who that is. I might have to text Stephen Henry. Here's Reese Davidson. Ian Sullivan shot in the right circle, blocked. And the puck taken by the Irish and sent back into the JP2 zone. Hugo Ford beats Michael Jaskowski to it. Ian Sullivan passing to the far side. David Bavis. Bavis, left wing side of the Father Ryan zone, try to pass it back. It's intercepted by Sam Halloran, who turns the puck over still inside the zone. Reese Davidson had a man come on him, or come to him and force him off the puck. Now Merrick McCullers back into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Puck behind the net. McCullers backhands it out in front. Going to have to be held into the right point by Danny Libby. He tried to send it to the front of the net, into the skates of Sullivan. Puck out on the far side. Jagger Dwyer with it. He'll chip it ahead to Reese Davidson to center, but off Davidson's stick too far. Then sent ahead, but intercepted by Dwyer, who ends up bringing it in the zone with one of his teammates already over the blue line, triggering in the offside whistle. That was Curtis Newman who gave it back to Dwyer. 6:57 to go in the first. 2-0 Father Ryan. Draws on the dot in front of the bleachers across from the Father Ryan bench. JP2 win it. Father Ryan trying to force it off of him. And they do. Emma Causey backhanding it back into the JP2 zone. Cleared right out. Brought back into the Father Ryan zone. Here's a shot. Score! I think it's Oscar Ford. Ford taking a little slapper from the left circle that ends up in the wide of the net. Yes, it is Ford. And JP2 on the boards. It's 2-1 Father Ryan with 6:36 to go in the first. Puck was just jostling around and it came his way. He managed to get enough space to get Father Ryan shot and put it in the back of the net. Father Ryan, since that 35-second two-goal burst very early on in this first period, really haven't had that many chances. Hudson Laux with a shot. Left wing boards of the JP2 zone, stopped and covered up by Collier Owen. Draw is going to be to the right of Owen. won by JP2. Puck coming around to the far boards. Hudson Laux keeping it alive, passing it into the right wing corner. Ridgway Lambert knocked into the boards. JP2 trying to clear. Oscar Ford with it. Oh, tried to pass it. Not a very hard pass. Intercepted by Ridgway Lambert to keep it in the zone. JP2 finally free it up and get it out. Oscar Ford gets it out. It's back in the Father Ryan zone. Jagger Dwyer shooting from the right point. Stopped by Carbonek, and he decides to cover with Oscar Ford coming at him. 5:53 to go in the first. 2-1 Father Ryan. Draws to the left of Father Ryan. To the left of Carbonek. Good Lord. It's out at center. Sent back into the Irish zone. Merrick McCullers chasing after it in the left wing corner. Kicks it along the far boards. And the Irish trying to bring it out. They can't. It's kept alive right atop the blue line by Carter Bohorik. And sent back down into the right wing corner. Oh, and then he comes in with a big hit on number 4. Again, I'm not sure who that is. The game sheet doesn't say. Here's a backhander from the right circle from Bohorik that's blocked. Puck out on the far side. And the Irish finally clear it out. Sent right back in, though, from center by Bohorik, who will go to the bench for a change. Now the puck out at center on the near side. Dumped back into the JP2 zone by Michael Jaskowski. And intercepted by Hudson Laux, picked up by Hudson Laux, and he turns around near the right-hand side of the net, gets off a shot that went off of something up into the rafters. 4:47 to go in the first, still 2-1. Father Ryan. Draws to the right of Owen. Puck coming around the boards to the far side, held into the right point and sent back around the kick plate by Danny Libby. And now, JP2, Father Ryan with a steal, and Michael Jaskowski from the slot fires it past the net to the to the right of Owen. Now the puck brought to center by Larry Powell. Dumps it into the Father Ryan zone. It's behind the net. Curtis Newman gets to it. Backhands it around the wall to the near side. Now it's passed ahead to Sam Halloran. No correction, Noah Deffenbaugh off his sticking out to center. Went back into the Father Ryan zone for about half a second before it was cleared out by Jaskowski. Puck sent back into the Irish zone, but right under the stick of Newman, who clears. Shot from the high slot of the JP2 zone just misses the net. That was from Sam Pinkston. Puck out on the far boards. Now here's a shot from just inside the JP2 zone and to be kicked away by Collier Owen. Noah Deffenbaugh at the right point. He fell down and couldn't keep the puck in the zone. Now here's Joe Hiller, left wing side of the Father Ryan zone. Go to the net. A backhander stopped by Jack Carbonek. Hiller suddenly able to get around defenders, get to the front of the net, and get off a backhander that Carbonek has to stop. And now Sam Halloran's the one falling over at center on the near side. Puck in the JP2 zone. Now it's back in the Irish end, going towards the left wing corner. Oh, off icing? Icing or offside? There's a foot race for it, and I think they called icing against JP2. Joe Hiller almost got there. Skating against, I think, Merrick McCullers, but they called icing. 2:45 to go in the first. 2-1 Father Ryan. Draws to the left of Owen. One of the Irish is a one-timer. Oh, and Curtis Newman shanked it. He had plenty of room to get off the one-timer, and he topped it with the bottom of his stick blade. Now the puck is back in the Father Ryan zone at the end boards. Now, they try to go back door. Oscar Ford passing across to the right-hand side of the net where Jagger Dwyer is standing, but the puck missed Dwyer. And the Irish clear it out. Now a foot race back forward into the JP2 zone. No icing. Sam Halloran gets to it, passes up the slot. Gage Hart out in the left circle. A shot stopped and held on to by Owen. 2:04 to go in the first. Still 2-1 Father Ryan. Draws to the right of Owen. Comes out to the blue line. There's a shot by number 4. Blocked in traffic. It's behind the net. Again, I'm not sure who's wearing number 4. They're not on the game sheet. Gage Hart coming out to the left-hand side of the net. Bottom of the right circle. A shot stopped by Owen. Here's Gage Hart again. Out to the slot. A shot stopped by Owen. No, it's in. I thought Owen stopped it. It leaked through him and in. Gage Hart with a shot from the right edge of the slot that goes under Owen into the back of the net, and it is 3-1 Father Ryan with 90 seconds exactly to go in the first period. Hendersonville up 4-2 on Brentwood now in the second. And Franklin now leading the Outlaws 4-2 early in the third. JP2 win the draw, get it into the Father Ryan zone, but the Irish come right out with it. Here's Hudson Laux, left wing side. The JP2 zone with a backhander, stopped by Owen as he approached the right-hand side of the net. Puck carried out by Michael McEver. Now the puck in the right wing corner of the Father Ryan zone with 1 minute to go in the first. Now Gage Hart bringing it through center. Back into the JP2 zone, taking a shot from the high slot that goes over the net into the netting above the glass. We'll see if that went off a JP2 stick or if that was hard all the way. No, they're saying it went off the JP2 defender. Draw will be to the left of Owen. 52 seconds exactly to go in the first. 3-1 Father Ryan. Draw one by JP2, and they bring it out to center. They get it out to center. Oscar Ford, left wing side of the Father Ryan zone, drops it back. Jagger Dwyer, high slotted shot, blocked away by Karpanek. Puck out on the far boards, comes up to the left point, held in. And a shot slowed up as it got to the front of the net. Now puck on the near side, 30 seconds left in the first. It was Hugo Ford who held it into the left point. Now a shot from Ian Sullivan at the right point, blocked away by Karpanek. Puck sent towards the front of the net, off of Father Ryan's skate. Irish pick it up. Get it out to center. Oh, and a big hit on Noah Deffenbaugh on the far side. Jagger Dwyer with the puck out at center, backhanding it back into the Father Ryan zone. It's going towards the left wing corner. Curtis Newman putting up against the boards, and that is it for the first. Well, Father Ryan scored 2 very quick goals. They scored the first goal of the game 67 seconds in, and then they scored a second 35 seconds after that. And then about 4 minutes later, Oscar Ford got JP2 on the board, and then Gage Hart with exactly 90 seconds to go in the second. 90 seconds to go in the first put Father Ryan's lead back to 2 goals. They're up 3-1 over JP2 after one. I'll be back in a few seconds with the second period, or if you're listening on the YouTube podcast, you can just click on the timestamp to jump forward to the second period. Ready to start the second period of this one. Collier Owen still in goal for JP2. Jack Carpeneck still in goal for Father Ryan for this second period. Father Ryan will carry the puck from my left to right. JP2 from my right to left. It's Thomas McTasney wearing number 4 for the Irish. He's decided to switch his number to number 4. He was originally listed as number 43. JP2 win the draw, bring it into the Father Ryan zone. Joe Hiller shot on the right wing side, blocked. Now the puck out at center. And brought into the JP2 zone, but turned right over to the Knights right away. Joe Hiller near side, left wing side of the Father Ryan zone. Around the back of the net, out to the right wing. And trying to drop it up the slot. And it's intercepted by Father Ryan. And here's the chance. Oh, Sam Halloran gets bumped off the puck. There was a trailer who couldn't get to it. It was Jackson Brzezinski who couldn't get to it on the trail. Now Joe Hiller, almost giving the puck away to Curtis Newman on the right wing side, the right circle of the Father Ryan zone. It was Michael McEver trying to drop it up the slot, and that ended up giving the chance to Sam Halloran. Now Jagger Dwyer comes up the slot, whips on a shot attempt, comes back to Dwyer in the slot, and his shot is off of Father Ryan's stick over the net, stays in play. Now the puck in the left wing corner. Dwyer behind the net. Sends it around the kick plate back to the near side. Joe Hiller with a shot in the left circle, stopped by Carpeneck. Sam Halloran gets to the rebound but loses it. It's out on the far side, held into the right point by Michael McEver, given away to Emma Causey. She's trying to get it out, can't. And now it's finally cleared out by Sam Halloran. He ends up icing it. 12-12 to go in the second. 3-1 Father Ryan. Hendersonville now leading Brentwood 5-2. They're starting to pull away with that one in the second. Draw to the left of Carpeneck. It's out in front. Won by JP2 and taken away by the Irish. Gage Hart, left wing side of the JP2 zone. Pass to the slot. Hudson Laux passing out to the blue line, and a shot from Merrick McCullers off the left leg of David Bavis, and past the net to the left of Owen. Puck carried out to center and then poked away and sent back into the JP2 zone. Puck drifts out to center. Gage Hart picks it up and then gives it away to Ian Sullivan. Correction, that's Reese Davidson, right wing side of the Father Ryan zone, trying to send it to the front of the net. Broken up by Thomas McTasney. Sent around to the near side and cleared out by the Irish back into the JP2 zone. No icing. No, they do. It rolled on its edge right past the goal line as Ian Sullivan and Gage Hart were bearing down on it. The ref blows the whistle for icing. 11:16 to go in the second. Still 3-1 Father Ryan. Draws to the right of Carpeneck. It's won by the Irish. Here's Curtis Newman behind his own net. Banking it off the near boards. Ridgeway Lambert gets it, brings it into the JP2 zone on the right wing side. Gets off a shot. Owen gets in position, kicks it away with the right leg pad. Hudson Laux with a rebound out on the far side. Poked off his stick by Joe Hiller. And then as it taken away, pass to Gage Hart in the slot. Couldn't keep it on his stick. It drifts to the near side. Now Hart with it. Right circle, a shot over the net. Puck out at center, picked up on the far side by Danny Libby. Sends it back up the near side into the JP2 zone. Winston Walker gets to it. Puck now on the near side. That's cleared out to center by Oscar Ford, but Father Ryan regained possession immediately and sent it right back in on the far side. Michael McEver. Now the puck out at center. Joe Hiller passing it off. Walker, right wing side of the Father Ryan zone. His shot blocked by Merrick McCullers in the right circle. Correction, that was Jagger Dwyer with that shot attempt. Now back the other way, go the Irish. McCullers left wing side of the JP2 zone, put into the boards on the far side by Michael McEver. Oscar Ford brings the puck out to center. Back into the Father Ryan zone, poked off his stick on the back check, I think by Danny Libby. Now the puck back in the JP2 zone, Walker. Sending it up the near boards, Carter Bohoric gets bumped off the puck by Danny Libby. Here's Noah Deffenbaugh. Crosses the red line, try to pass ahead to Michael Jaskowski, intercepted by Carter Bohoric. And then it was poked off his stick, went into the JP2 zone where it was touched up offside by Sam Pinkston. 9:33 to go in the second, 3-1 Father Ryan. JP2 with a puck off the draw. Here's Ian Sullivan, left wing side of the Father Ryan zone, trying to get to the front of the net. Can't get around the defender, Curtis Newman. Puck on the near side. It's a shot in the top of the left circle. Ben Parrish stopped by Karpanek. And we're going to get a penalty. We're going to get a cross-checking call. And it is against Jackson Brzezinski. So the first power play of the game goes to JP2. They're down 3-1 with 9:09 to go in the second. Draw is going to be to Karpanek's right. One by JP2. Here is Joe Hiller backhanding it down the left wing to Ian Sullivan. Sullivan pushed into the left wing corner boards. Here's David Bavis. Backhanding it to the left circle. Reese Davidson, a shot turned away by Karpanek off his blocker pad. Puck behind the net. Ian Sullivan brings it out to the far side, passes up to the right point. And Oscar Ford poked off his stick into the right wing corner. He catches back up to it. Now brings it around to the near side. Bottom of the left circle. Starts skating back around. Passes out top of the right circle. A shot deflected by a Father Ryan stick. That was Ian Sullivan. Puck comes back out in front to Sullivan. It's in front of the crease, poked away by Karpanek, and now it's carried out to center by Hudson Laux. Laux into the JP2 zone. Hands it off on the left wing side, and a shot in the left circle is gloved and held onto by Owen. That was Gage Hart with that shot. 66 seconds left on the power play for JP2. 8:15 to go in the second. Still 3-1 Father Ryan. Draw is going to be to the right of Owen. Draw one by JP2. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Minute left in the power play for the Knights. Oscar Ford out at center. Back into the Father Ryan zone, and the puck poked away in the back check. And Ridgeway Lambert backhands it ahead. There's going to be a breakaway. Sam Halloran gets the net, or gets the puck in the left circle and gets off a shot that's turned away by Owen. Puck back in the Father Ryan zone, immediately cleared out. It's in the JP2 end, picked up by Oscar Ford. 30 seconds left in the power play for JP2. Here is Oscar Ford back in the Father Ryan zone. Puck poked off his stick from behind. Cleared out by Danny Libby. Brought back into the Father Ryan zone on the right wing side. Up and then stolen. And then taken back by JP2. Still in the zone. And cleared out by Danny Libby finally on the near side. Penalty time against Father Ryan is up. They're back at even strength. The puck comes on goal at the other end. Collier Owen having to keep it out of the net. Was cleared out by JP2 and then taken back by Father Ryan and then taken back by JP2. Reese Davidson back into the Father Ryan zone on the top of the right circle. A shot stopped and held onto by Karpanek. 6:49 to go in the second. Still 3-1 Father Ryan. Hendersonville now leading Brentwood 5-3 late in the second. It's now 5-2 Franklin over the Outlaws near the halfway point of the third. Draws to the left of Karpanek. And Father Ryan able to clear it out on the far side. Michael McEver backhands it back into the Father Ryan zone. Gavin Thornburg sending it around the wall to the far side, and it's cleared out. Hudson Louch takes a bit of a shoulder bump, but brings the puck into the JP2 zone anyway on the right wing side. Drops it back to Ridgeway Lambert. Puck out on the far boards. Ian Sullivan will clear, but it's intercepted by Thomas McTasney, and he sends it right back into the JP2 zone on the far side. Hugo Ford passing back up the near side. Gavin Thornburg dumps it back into his own zone and allows McTasney to retrieve in the right wing corner. He sends it around to the near side boards. And Gage Hart weaving his way through defenders, carries it back to center, back into the JP2 zone. Poked off his stick. And Reese Davidson will bring it out to center. Joe Hiller gets it back into the Father Ryan zone, catches up to it, left circle, puts it in front. Davidson sends it wide to the right of Karpanek. Then Hiller puts it out in front. Nobody in a white sweater there, held in by Ford on the left wing side. Carried down to the left wing corner, and then his pass is intercepted. Brought out to center by Gage Hart. Hart crosses the red line, chips it back into the JP2 zone. Here's Hugo Ford with a puck. Passing ahead, but given right to Curtis Newman. Newman going up the far side, back into the JP2 zone, but nobody, Hudson Louch didn't move for the puck, and it ends up being an icing with 4:56 to go in the second, and Father Ryan still up 3-1. Draw to the left of Jack Karpanek, won by Father Ryan, and they clear it out. Trickles back into the JP2 zone, caught up to by Winston Walker. Now a soft shot from the bottom of the right circle. It'll be turned away by Owen. That was from, I think, Sam Pinkston. Turnover at center. Danny Levy back into the JP2 zone, top of the right circle. A shot gloved and held on to by Owen. Draws to the left of Owen. JP2 win it, try and get it out of the zone. It's held in at the left point. Now Will Emerson brings it back into the JP2 zone. Knocked down on the far side. It's put out in front. Now it ends up back on the right wing corner. Ben Parrish pushed into the right wing corner boards by Danny Libby. Now the puck out on the far side. Winston Walker sending it around the kick plate behind the net. Curtis Newman gets to it, sends it back out to the far side, held in at the right point by Ian Sullivan. Passes across to the left wing side, Carter Bohoric. Now at the left point, Hugo Ford. Top of the left circle, a shot, stopped and held onto by Karpanek. 3:43 to go in the second, still 3-1 Father Ryan. Draws to the right of Karpanek. Puck in the slot, loose. Merrick McCullers clears it out on the near side. David Babbitt with it inside his own zone, passes to the far side. Sent back into the Father Ryan zone, actually went off the stick, I think, of Hudson Louch up in the air and back into the Irish end, and then Louch clears it out. And he has it on the right wing side of the JP2 zone, but Michael McKever comes in, pokes the puck off of him. It's at the end boards in the right wing corner. Laux with the puck, top of the left circle. Moving inside, a shot stopped and held on to by Owen. 2:59 to go in the second. Still 3-1 Father Ryan. Draw beat Owen's right. Draw one by JP2 sent around the boards to the near side. Caught up to its center by Joe Hiller, left wing side of the Father Ryan zone. Had the puck knocked off his stick from behind by Gage Hart. He catches back up to it in the right wing corner. Puts it out in front. Nobody in a white sweater there. Now the puck on the near side of the Irish zone. Hiller with it. Backhanded pass goes off an Irish skate. And it comes to another Irish defender who clears it down ice. It was Ridgway Lambert. Icing waved off. Puck back in the JP2 zone. Passed up the far side. Curtis Newman beats Jagger Dwyer to it. Tries to send it the other way. Gives it away to Ian Sullivan. Now Oscar Ford in with it in the Father Ryan zone in the right wing circle. Sends it past the net to the left of Karpanek. Puck behind the net. Put out in front, intercepted by the Irish, and they're going to end up icing it. With 1:57 to go in the second, and the Irish still up 3-1. Brentwood within one of Hendersonville. It's 5-4 early in the third out at Centennial. Draw is to the left of Karpanek, won by JP2. Here's Oscar Ford. Out on the far boards, flipping it down into the right wing corner. It's behind the net, backhanded out in front, intercepted by Father Ryan. Carried to center by Sam Pinkston. Pinkston crosses the red line and tried to take a shot from behind the blue line. Went off the stick of Winston Walker and over the net. Puck out on the far boards. Past the slot, Noah Deffenbaugh with a backhander. Misses the net to the right of Owen. Now the puck out in front, coming up the slot. Curtis Newman with it. Oh, but it rolls off his stick into the right wing corner. Still battling for the puck on the near boards, and it's cleared out by JP2. It's back in the Father Ryan zone. Karpanek comes out of his net to send it to the near boards. And then Jagger Dwyer tried to put it in the slot, gave it right to Curtis Newman. And a clearing attempt held in at the right point by Michael McEver. We're inside the final minute of the second. Oh, we're going to have a penalty. No, Michael Jaskowski got hit and his helmet came off, so they blow the whistle for safety. 52.3 seconds to go. No, they're going to put Michael McEver in the box. So Michael McEver is in the box. Father Ryan on the power play. Up 3-1 with 52.3 seconds to go in the second. We'll see what the penalty against McEver was. I couldn't see the referee's signal. Draw's going to be to the left of Collier Owen. Interference. That's the call. It's first power play of the game for the Irish. Draw to the left of Owen. And JP2 trying to clear the puck on the near side. It ends up touching the netting. And it's connected to the bleacher glass. So they'll drop the puck to Owen's left again. There's a one-timer in the left circle, misses the net to the right of Owen, and then goes out of play and ends up in the bleachers on the near side. I'm not sure who that took that one-timer. I think it may have been Gage Hart. Draw's going to be to the right of Owen this time. Won by Father Ryan. Hudson Laux left point, passing down the left wing side, comes back to Laux, center point this time. He passes down the right wing to Curtis Newman. Passes to the left circle up. Gage Hart couldn't get a shot off. Under 30 seconds, well under 30 seconds left in the second period. Here's Laux, left point. Shot through traffic, blocked in front by his own man and hits Sam Halloran, who goes down. JP2 clear the puck down ice. Halloran's still down. In the left circle of the JP2 zone, they finally blow the whistle. With 12.1 seconds to go in the second and 80 seconds left in the power play, Halloran back to his skates. And heading back to the bench. And because they blew the whistle with a puck in the JP2 zone, they're going to drop it to the left of Karpanek. And Brentwood have tied the game up at Centennial. It is now 5-5 between they and Hendersonville near the midway point of the third. Draw one by the Irish. Merrick McCullers carrying it around to the near side. Puck gets away from him a bit. It's cleared out to center. Gage Hart with it now, and that's going to be it for the second. Well, it was 3-1 Father Ryan over JPII-MLK-GCS coming into the second, and that's the score leaving in the second. Nobody put it in the back of the net in the middle frame. And so we'll head to the third period with the Irish still up 2. I'll be back in a few seconds with the start of the third period, but if you're listening on the YouTube podcast, click the timestamp to jump ahead. Ready to start the third and final period of this one. Jack Karpanek still in goal for Father Ryan. Collier Owen still in goal for JP2. For this third and final period, JP2 will carry the puck from my left to right. Father Ryan from my right to left. Father Ryan with 68 seconds of power play time carrying over to the start of this third period. And they have the puck in the JP2 zone and a shot from Ridgeway Lambert in the slot off a stick over the net. Stays in play. JP2 will clear it down ice under a minute left in the power play for the Irish. Karpanek out of his net, and he will nudge the puck over to the far side. And Curtis Newman, who back ends it to Gage Hart at center. Hart right wing side of the JP2 zone. Puck knocked off his stick. And now here's Oscar Ford in the Father Ryan zone. Could not get around Merrick McCullers and back into the puck past the net to the right of Karpanek. Under 30 seconds left in the power play for Father Ryan. Here's Curtis Newman from his own zone passing up the far side to Gage Hart. Hudson Laux, who dumps it back into the JP2 zone from the red line, right at the red line. JP2 clear it down ice, and the penalty time against them is up, and they're back at even strength. Puck cleared out to center, but given a right to Reese Davidson. Then taken back by Father Ryan. In their own zone, passed up the near side to Hudson Laux at center, knocked into the boards by Hugo Ford. Joe Hiller brings the puck back into the Father Ryan zone. Shot in the left circle off his stick and over the net. Stays in play. Ooh, and Father Ryan player nearly left the puck behind him, trying to find space to bring it out of his own zone. The Irish were able to get to it and get it out. Now it's in the JP2 end. Winston Walker trying to clear at the right point. He does so. Comes back in. Puck out at center. Winston Walker trying to back into the Father Ryan zone and does so. Thomas McTasney passing in the middle of the ice, and Danny Libby, who banks it off the near glass. Reese Davidson brings it back into the Father Ryan zone, sends it to the end boards. Puck in the left wing corner. Now it is behind the Irish net. Put out in front on angle. I think David Bavis put it off the right leg pad. Yes, it was, of Karpanek. Now the puck out at center on the far side. Michael McEver back into the Father Ryan zone on the right wing. Hendersonville going back ahead of Brentwood 6-5. That's going to be a wild finish up at Centennial. Back the other way comes Ridgeway Lambert, right wing side of the Father Ryan zone. Passes it off, and McCausey right circle. A backhander misses the net. To the left of Owen. And McCausey scored her first GNASH goal last month against MBA. Took a shot in the left circle that bounced at the front of the net and ended up going past Trip Bland. Puck passed up the far side from the Irish zone, intercepted at center by Hugo Ford. Banks it off the far boards. Taken back by the Irish. Now it's fired up the far side. Oh, and a big hit on Hudson Laux. Gavin Thornburg shot in the top of the right circle of the JP2 zone, misses the net to the left of Owen. Now here's Curtis Newman. Out at center. Back into the JP2 zone. Could not get around a defender. Puck came down the slot and took a hop, landed in front of the net, but JP2 player played it so Owen didn't have to. Puck held inside the zone at the blue line. And the Knights clear it out. Carter Bohoric up, offside. Will Emerson was trying to get out of the zone, but Bohoric didn't see him and brought the puck over. 9:30 to go, still 3-1 Father Ryan. Franklin beat the Outlaws 6-2. So we are 50 games into the GNASH regular season. With that one in the books. Here's Michael McEver, left wing side of the Father Ryan zone, sending it around the kick plate. And cleared out. Actually, it was a JP2 pass that ended up going out. Jagger Dwyer at center. Oh, almost lost the puck. Oscar Ford's there to pick it up. Bring it back into the Father Ryan zone. Passes to the right wing side. And Joe Hiller. Hiller trying to move across to the right wing. Takes a couple of bumps. Keeps the puck with him for a second. Now McEver shooting from the right point. Stopped by Karpanek. Comes back to McEver. He's now in the left circle. Another shot attempt blocked. Puck goes out to center. We got a referee with his hand in the air. And it's going to be a penalty against Father Ryan as they're telling Collier Owen to come to the bench, and he finally hears them. And the puck finally played by Emma Causey inside her own zone. And who's the Father Ryan player that's going to the box? It's Thomas McTasney. Not sure what the call was, but JP2 back to the power play, down 3-1 with 8:12 to go. I'm going to have to look up the penalties since the officials can't be bothered to give signals that everyone can see. Cross-checking. Draw's going to be to Karpanek's right, and got somebody from Father Ryan leaving the ice, leaving the bench. Sam Halloran, and he is headed back to the dressing room. Not sure what's going on there. Maybe an equipment issue. Back underway. Draw was won by JP2. Here's Ian Sullivan shooting to the top of the left circle, and it misses the net. Now Oscar Ford trying to back up to the right point. Passes across. Joe Hiller with a shot. Takes a deflection, goes past the net. Hiller, couldn't hang on to the puck at the right point. It's taken by Lambert. Ridgeway Lambert back into the JP2 zone. Gets around Ian Sullivan. But then Hiller closes in and pokes the puck away. Great defense, great back-checking by JP2 after that turnover. Here's Reese Davidson at center. Back into the Father Ryan zone on the left wing side. Leaves it for David Bavis at the left point, who drops it back down low to the inboards. Under a minute left in the power play for JP2. Here's Oscar Ford, shot in the top of the right circle, blocked in front. I think it may have hit Bavis, not Danny Libby. Here's Joe Hiller, left point. Hiller leaving it for Reese Davidson. Now Hiller left circle, shot blocked by Merrick McCullers. Under 30 seconds left in the power play for JP2. Puck out in front of the Father Ryan net, but the Irish managed to clear it down ice. Penalty time against Father Ryan is up. They're back at even strength. Here's Oscar Ford carrying the puck back into the Father Ryan zone on the left wing. A shot from near the boards, turned away by Jack Carpenet. Michael McEver with a shot in the right point that was deflected in the slot by Jacker Dwyer. Went over the net. Over and they score! Dylan Anderson from the left edge of the slot with a one-timer that ends up in the roof of the net. And it is 3-2. JP2 within one with 5:42 to go. Let's see, that goal from Gage Hart came with 90 seconds left. How much time was left on that goal? 90 seconds left in the first. And that score held up for, 90 seconds, 14 minutes, 15:30. $23 minutes and 42 seconds. No, wait. 23 minutes. I'm trying to count here. 1:30. And then we had a full period without a goal, so 15:30. And then 8 minutes passed by without a goal, so 23, and then 18 seconds. So 23 minutes and 48 seconds without a goal between those goals. And we're going to have another penalty against Father Ryan. Thomas McTassney goes into the box. So he goes right back into the box. So JP2 back on the power play, down 3-2 with 5:32 to go. Roughing the call against McTassney. Draw is going to be to the left of Jack Karpanek. And Father Ryan win the draw and clear it down ice. Puck passed ahead to Reese Davidson, right wing side of the Father Ryan zone. Oscar Ford above the top of the right circle, passing over to the left wing side. Center point, Ian Sullivan passing down the left wing, back to Ford, who whiffed on it inside the right circle. Here's David Bavis putting it out in front, but it went off a Father Ryan leg, and the Irish are able to clear it down ice. Minute left in the power play for JP2. In the Father Ryan zone, a shot off a stick and over the net. Wide to the right of Karpanek. Puck out at center. Hiller gets passes to the near side forward. Oscar Ford, right wing side of the Father Ryan zone, taking a shot. Stopped and held on to by Karpanek. 39 seconds left in the power play. 4:11 to go in the game. Still 3-2 Father Ryan. Draw is to the left of Karpanek. And timeout has been called, I think. And folks, I'm going to have to step away from the microphone. I'll be back as quick as I can. All right, I'm really sorry, folks. I couldn't hold it anymore. Okay, so the penalty against Father Ryan's expired. They're back at even strength. It's still 3-2. Again, I'm really sorry, but I couldn't wait another 4 minutes. I was trying to get to the end of the game at least. Shot stopped by Owen. Gage Hart didn't get the shot. He moved in on goal. I don't know why he didn't shoot right away. He walked right to the right-hand side of the net, and Owen covered him all the way, made the save. JP2 ended up icing the puck. 2:56 to go in the game. Still 3-2 Father Ryan. Again, I'm really sorry, folks. I couldn't hold it back anymore. Draws to the right of Owen. I know you don't want to hear that, but it just, all right. So thank God you didn't miss anything, because I would have really felt like crap. JB doing up icing the puck again. Hendersonville beat Brentwood 7-5. So the Commandos avoid the upset bid of the Bruins. Draw to the left of Owen. One. By JP2. Puck sent around the boards to the near side. Here's Oscar Ford. Handing it off Joe Hiller. Puck out at center. Now here's Hudson Laux. Left wing side of the JP2 zone. A shot stopped by Owen. And off his chest into the netting above the glass. 2:05 to go, still 3-2. Father Ryan. Draws to Owen's right. Puck out at center. Sent back into the JP2 zone on the far side. Joe Hiller. Man, McCausey pushing him to the inboards. There you go, girl. That a girl. Causey backhanding the puck in front, but unable to get a stick on it. Was Jackson Brzezinski, and we're going to have a penalty, I think. We're going to have coincidentals or what? We're going to have a penalty against JP2. Is that a hold or a slash or what? Is it Joe Hiller going in? Yeah, it was. Father Ryan back to the power play, up 3-2 with 98 seconds to go. There's a shot from the left circle, stopped by Owen. Penalty against Hiller was holding. Hudson Laux passing to the right circle. Ridgeway Lambert, a shot. Stopped by Owen and ends up in his glove. Draws to Owen's left. Puck ends up at the inboards. Coming around to the far side, Ridgeway Lambert leaving the right half wall. Going to the slot, lost the puck in the skates. The final minute of Gage Hart trying to backhand it to the near side. We're inside the final minute of the game as JP2 couldn't clear it out of the zone. It was held in at the right point. Michael McKever with a puck. And Hudson Laux takes it away from him. McKever gets to it, tries to poke it out. Ridgeway Lambert holds it in. McKever gets back to it, clears it out at the far side. Curtis Newman is going to get to it. Collier Owen starts to make his way to the bench for the extra attacker. The net is empty for JP2. Puck in the left circle of the Father Ryan zone. Oscar Ford turns around, shoots, misses the net to the right of Carpenter. Go in the game, and now 45 seconds left in the power play for Father Ryan. Hugo back into the Father Ryan zone. Merrick McCullers with it. Trying to clear it out. Gives it right to Jagger Dwyer, whose pass attempt goes off a stick and into the rafters. 34 seconds left in the power play. 12.1 to go in the game. Still 3-2 Father Ryan. Draw to the right of Carpenter, won by Father Ryan. They clear it out, and here's Gage Hart sealing the win with an empty netter from the high slot of the JP2 zone and converting the power play. 4-2 Father Ryan with 4.2 to go. Draw one by JP2. Ian Sullivan will hold, and that'll be it. Father Ryan back to winning ways, beating JP2 GCS 4-2. And they are now 5. Whoop. And Hudson Laux having to be told to leave the gathering JP2 players who are coming off the bench. Father Ryan back to winning ways. They are now 5-2-0 in the season. And JP2 dropped to 1-4-1. Let me just send out all these final scores here. For those of you listening live, I'm going to edit out that bit where I stepped away from the microphone to take a bathroom break. Again, I'm really sorry, but I could not hold it anymore. And I'm just so glad that nobody scored while that was going on. Let me just get out the rest of these finals for tonight on the text alert system, and then we'll do post-game stuff. All right, all those scores have been sent out. And the night in GNASH is done. Now let's talk about this one. Oscar Ford and Dylan Anderson had the goals for JP2. For Father Ryan, 2 goals from Gage Hart, and the other 2 came from Curtis Newman and Ridgeway Lambert. Normally, I'd examine, when giving player of the game, I'd examine what the goaltender for Father Ryan did, but their defense was merciless against JP2. They were clogging up lanes, taking the puck away. They hardly let any shots through. So I'll do the cheap thing and give the player of the game award to Gage Hart because he had 2 goals, even though one of them was an empty netter. So it's kind of cheating. Hudson Laux had 3 assists. You know what? I'll split it. I'll split it. Gage Hart will get half the player of the game award, and Hudson Laux will get the other half for having 3 assists. So that's how we'll do that one. As Father Ryan beat JPII-MLK-GCS 4-2. And the night in GNASH is done, so let's go over all the final scores from tonight. Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian beat Independence Centennial 4-1. Montgomery Bell beat the Rutherford Rampage 9-2. Page Summit beat Ensworth Lipscomb CPA 5-1. Franklin beat the Tennessee Outlaws 6-2. Hendersonville Beach Lawson beat Brentwood 7-5. And Father Ryan beat JPII-MLK-GCS 4-2. Here are the standings. It's action done. Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian leading with 6 wins from 6 games. 6-0-0. Ravenwood in second at 5-0-1. Father Ryan back to Seoul third at 5-2-0. MBA Franklin Page Summit all 4-2-1 now. Hendersonville Beach Lawson 4-3-0. Nolensville 3-2-1. The Clarksville Kings 3-3-0. Independent Centennial and the Outlaws both 2-4-1. Ensworth Lipscomb CPA 2-3-0. JPII-MLK-GCS 1-4-1. The Rutherford Rampage 1-5-1. Mount Juliet Wilson Central 11-1, 6-0, and Brentwood BAUSN 0-5-1. Here is the schedule for Wednesday and next week, since this was our last broadcast of the week. Wednesday, both games at Centennial on Rink A. 7:10, the Clarksville Kings taking on Ravenwood, and then at 8:40, Nolensville taking on Mount Juliet Wilson Central 11. And then next week, the final full week of play before the Thanksgiving break. Well, Father Ryan and Clarksville are going to play each other on that Monday. Next Monday, 5 p.m. on Rink A at Centennial. Brentwood BAUSN taking on Mount Juliet. If Brentwood can't beat Mount Juliet, I don't know if they'll get a win this season. I really don't. 6:30 on Rink A at Centennial. The Outlaws taking on Station Camp. Also at 6:30 here in the Terry Chris Brink in Bellevue. MBA taking on Nolensville. 7:40 on Rink B at Centennial. Ravenwood taking on Father Ryan. Rink A at Centennial at 8:15. Page Summit taking on the Rampage. And also at 8:15 here in the Chris Spring in Bellevue, Hendersonville Beach Lawson taking on Ensworth Lipscomb CPA. And then next Wednesday, Rink A at Centennial, Clarksville Kings taking on Franklin. And then at 8:40 on Rink A at Centennial, Independent Centennial taking on JPII-MLK-GCS. We're only covering one game next week. That's on Monday, the Ravenwood Father Ryan game, pregame at 7:35 for a 7:40 face-off. Again, that'll be our only game next week. Let me just check and make sure. All right. Before we go, I want to give a shout-out to Thomas Laux, father of Hudson Laux. Thomas bought the $10 a month, $100 a year Buy Me a Coffee package of perks. He gets his name listed in the newsletter. He's getting this on-air shout-out for all Father Ryan games I cover, and he gets all Father Ryan games that I cover as a downloadable MP3. If you would like that or our other perk for $5 a month, $50 a year, you can just have your name listed in the newsletter. Michael Yanuchili, Justin Yanuchili's dad, picked up that package recently, so thanks to him for that. You can go to our Buy Me a Coffee page. That's BUYMEACOFFEE.com/MIDTNSPORTSNET. Again, BUYMEACOFFEE.com/MIDTNSPORTSNET. Scroll down to become a member. And you'll see the packages right there. So, again, thanks to Thomas Laux for buying that. And, again, my apologies for stepping away and making you miss some of the game. But, yeah. Again, I think if I tried any longer, I probably would have had an embarrassing moment. And that's the last time I'll ever mention that. So that's it for our coverage of Week 8 of the 2025-2026 GNASH regular season. Again, our on-air finals tonight, Page Summit 5, Ensworth Lipscomb CPA 1, and Just Now Father Ryan 4, JPII-MLK-GCS 2. And I forgot to mention, after next Monday's play is done, we'll be exactly halfway through the regular season. We'll have played 60 of 120 games. It's hard to believe next week is the halfway point. Next Monday's the halfway point. That's crazy. Again, just one game next week. On Monday, 7:35 pregame for a 7:40 face-off between Ravenwood and Father Ryan. Can the Irish hand Ravenwood their first loss of the regular season? We'll see. I'm Michael Hackney saying have a great rest of your week and weekend. Good night from Bellevue. Talk to you next Monday from Centennial at 7:35.